Hey guys, Houndoon here, coming at you once again with another Pokémon Showdown. This time we're going to do some random battles, just because I haven't got anyone to battle already, so we're going to do some randoms and see where it goes. Gen 6, UU and Ubers, just because I don't really like OU very much, because the top players in OU at the moment are annoying, and I don't like them very much. So we're going with UU and Ubers. So since we're here, we may as well jump straight in with UU and look up the team. Just had to change this up because I've found that Staraptor is now banned to BL, which is just lovely. So I had to change this team slightly. So kicking things off, we've got Hydreigon, Life Orb set from Gen 5. Good for surprising opponents, good for the occasional Chansey. Very standard Hydreigon set really. Could do with being scarfed, but I like the versatility this thing has, and also the longevity it has as well with Roost and Life Orb. Next we've got Keldeo, Choice Specs, Hydro Pump, Secret Sword, Hidden Power, Electric, and Icy Wind. Not the best of sets, but I do it mainly because I like to have a lot of coverage on spec sets. This thing could be scarfed, but I've spexed it instead just because I want the extra power, and Keldeo is just about fast enough. Next we've got Florges, specially defensive, Moonblast, which protects Toxic, Leftovers, very boring set really. I don't really use many Gen 6 Pokemon, but I've gone with Florges just because I quite like it. It was one of the main Pokemon I said that I definitely wanted to use when X and Y came out. And it works quite well as a wall, so yeah. Next we've got Tangrowth, very common Pokemon on my teams from Gen 5 IU. Regenerator Leftovers set with Giga Drain, Knockoff, Leech Seed, and Stun Spore. Taken off Hidden Power Fire for knockoff. Not the best of choices, but with lots of Celebes running around, I like to have the knockoff there because it can knock off those crucial leftovers or Violites for Porygon 2s, and obviously there's the odd choice item you can knock off as well. That tends to be sometimes good, sometimes bad, but bleh. And then I've gone for Stun Spore over Sleep Powder because Sleep Powder's mechanics have changed and they're not as good anymore, so unless you're running a Breloom or an Amoonguss, I don't even bother with it anymore. And the Paralysis is quite good. Obviously Thunder Wave is better, but Stun Spore will just have to do. So the only problem with this Tangrowth is grass types, but frankly all of my attacking Pokemon have a move that hits grass types not specially effectively, super effectively, so it's not really needed. And then Metagross, fallen from grace in the last couple of generations really, but in Gen 6 it works quite well in UU with Assault Vest. Quite bulky set with Meteor Mash, Pursuit, Earthquake, and Ice Punch. Pursuit is there because I don't really know what else I can put there besides Zen Headbutt, but that offers pointless coverage with the rest of the moves really. Doesn't really offer anything fantastic. I'm not a big fan of the agility set unless I'm not a big fan of agility in general unless I'm running a Thundurus Therian, and even then I prefer to use Choice Scarf on it. But I'm not a big fan of racing speed personally. I prefer Scarf. But yeah, Assault Vest has been working out quite well, and especially with the bulk, can take Fire Blasts and things, quite good. And then finally, a bit cut off there, but we've got a Darmanitan, Choice Scarfed, Flare Blitz, Earthquake, Stone Edge, U-Turn. I quite like the U-turning on this thing. I've opted for Scarf over Band because it's not fast enough with a Band, and the bulky Band set is not very good at all. For me personally, with my playing style, it's not very good. So I've gone for Scarf to speed it up a lot, and then gone for a nice powerful U-turn or Flare Blitz, and then there's obviously the extra coverage moves there for whatever's coming in. So Darmanitan doesn't really work well with a Scarf, it works better with a Band, but I don't like the sets that are associated with a Band, so I'm just not running it. So we're going with Scarf. So that's basically my team. Not anything fantastic going on there, but what the hey, you know. So we're going to try and do two battles, one UU and one Ubers. We'll see how they go really. So, okay, I can see Absol being Mega, which I don't like because it takes out quite a lot of my Pokemon. The only thing that can outspeed it on my team is Darmanitan, and Florges cannot really take its stab dark type moves very well. Obviously it can take the coverage moves but not much else, and then everything else is dealt with somehow. I've got an Icy Wind for the Flygon, I've got Tangrowth for the Quagsire. I've got a whole manner of things for the Roserade, and the Hitmontop will just have to be whittled down really, because I don't really have anything fantastic for that. Leading things off, I think we're going to go with Darmanitan, just because this thing can go in with a U-turn and see what's happening really. If this thing stays in, I can predict a physical ground type move, at which point I'll go to Tangrowth. And then if it opts for Fire Punch, I don't really care, I can still take it, it's only a Flygon. But this thing will probably switch out because it's not really... Oh, actually no, it won't. Okay, fine. Tangrowth, it's up to you. Earth Power, okay. Wasn't really expecting that, but it's a Life Orber, so if you want to play that kind of game, then we're going to go into Florges, since I doubt you carry both Earth Power and Earthquake. So Fire Blast, what the hey, I don't really care. Let's go for a Moon Blast, since probably the best move I can use right now. So I'm going to Magnezone. Took that decently well. Special attack line was very nice. I think we're going to go into Metagross. This thing has got lowered special attack, and the Hidden Power Fire non-stab is not going to do huge amounts of Metagross, and it can retaliate with a very strong Earthquake, so yeah. It's my best move really. I could go into the Hydreigon, but this thing could carry Hidden Power Ice. I'm not sure what Hidden Power that was. I'm not sure at all. I don't know what Pokemon. I was just in Florges, so what could that possibly be? Water? Maybe? I don't really know what on earth this thing could carry. So go into Flygon. I don't care. I can just about take an Earth Power, so we're going to retaliate with a Ice Punch. Well, it's Roosting. Okay, that's even better. There we go. Ice Punch. I don't lose any health. There we go. That's much better. So let's see where this is going to go. It's a Roserade. Okay. Gonna go for another Ice Punch. I don't see any harm really. Spikes. What the hey? Another Ice Punch. Frozen. That's lovely. I don't know whether this thing is going to bother to unfreeze or thaw. I guess I should have said. Still frozen. Fine. One layer of spikes for you. I have a Levitator. Hydreigon's quite well. And we have a forfeit. Okay, so I think we're going to look for another battle because that didn't last very long. And hopefully it's slightly better. So, okay, we have a Blastoise. I do not like that thing whatsoever because I don't really have anything to take that thing out. Especially since I know it's going to Mega. Chansey, easy peasy. Metagross, not so much. I don't really care too much about it, but I can just about deal with it. Victini, if that thing's banded, I can deal with it. If it's scarfed, probably not. Gligar, who cares? It's just a Gligar. And Hydreigon, if it's scarfed, we have a problem. If it's not, probably not. I'm gonna head into Darmanitan here. It's facing Victini. We'll know if it's scarfed now because, well, and if it stays in, we'll know it's scarfed. And it's not, unless it's not running max speed. Problem now is that I don't really have any type of Pokemon to take a V-Create. I really don't have a Pokemon who can take a V-Create at all. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Let's see what Pokemon he has on his team. Yeah, Spaghetti is not going to be much use on this team. Except for spreading around Leech Seeds, it's not really going to do anything. It'd be nice to knock off the Eviolite off that Gligar, but quite frankly, it's not really needed. I can just Draco that thing to death, or the Hydro Pump from Keldeo, so whatever really. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. If I can predict, I know that I'm going to lose this battle because Blastoise is around, and Tangrowth cannot really take anything from the Victini or from the Metagross or from the Hydreigon. So we'll just have to see where things go really. I think we're going to kick things off here with a knockoff just to get rid of that Eviolite, or whatever it has. Violate, okay, fine. So I think we're going to go for a Leech Seed just in case something switches in. It doesn't, so that's fine. So I think we're now going to go for a Stun Spore just because it would be nice to paralyse something that comes in. Victini, that's perfect. If I had actually managed to do that, that would have been perfect. Just about managed to take that, so I think we're going to try and hope for another paralysis. There we go. Since I'm alive, I'm going to utilise that, and I'm going to go into... I don't know, Keldeo, I think. That's probably my safest option here. Wow, that was not very fun at all. Okay, there isn't really anything fantastic here who can take anything that well. I can't really go for a Secret Sword because he's probably going to stay in, really. Or he doesn't, okay, fine. So we're going into Blastoise. Landed a fair amount, actually. At this stage I'm just going to stay in because there isn't really much else that this Keldeo can do. Hydreigon can deal with the Gligar, and now that it's got rid of its Eviolite, it can't really take anything. So we're just going to have to settle with this. If he switches again, I'll probably switch out because that Chansey is hovering around, and I would like to save a Secret Sword for that thing. But yeah, I can probably see this thing just Megaing and then staying in and going for whatever it likes, really. Not sure what, but... Okay, well, we've done a decent amount to it. Okay, well, that was obviously the wrong move for that thing to go for. He's probably going to switch and go into Chansey because what on earth could you possibly do unless you want to sack something? So we're going into Hydreigon. I guess now we'll know whether this thing is scarfed or not, because if it's scarfed it'll outspeed me. If it doesn't, it dies unless I miss again. So, wow, okay. Not sure why I suddenly did so little there. Okay, well, it's Life Orb. That's absolutely fine. I think we're going to go into Darmanitan just for some nice U-turning, rather. Blastoise. I'm not a big fan of this because I would really like to go for a Flare Blitz, but I don't think it's going to take it out. I think it's my only safe option right now, and it didn't take it out. That's very frustrating. So fine. Unfortunately, I do not have any priority on this team. The Blastoise can easily take out my Tangrowth at this stage. Florges is basically the only thing that can deal with this thing. Let's go for a Moonblast. Don't know if I outspeed it. I don't think I do. That Metagross is hovering around and I don't like it. Hydreigon is the only one of my Pokemon that can deal with that Metagross, so if my Hydreigon dies, there's very little I can do. Okay, so I think we're going to go into my own Metagross here. Seeing a Meteor Mash happen. Oh, that was the wrong time for that to happen. And again, really? For God's sake. Okay, well, is this thing scarfed or something? Why on earth would it do that? Got to be very careful with my move choice here. I think we're going to go for a Fire Blast. Oh, for God's sake, did that really have to miss then? Great, so yeah, I've lost at this stage. There's absolutely nothing I can do, so I think we're going to forfeit. There's absolutely nothing I can do. Alright, so I lost 1-1-1, whatever really. So I think we're going to go up to Ubers now. Let's take a look at the Ubers team. Kicking things off with Mewtwo, which Mega Evolves into X. Needed a fairly good physical attacker really, and I found one in Mewtwo. It's isn't the best set for it, I don't think, because I haven't really looked into any Gen 6 Pokemon, and I haven't really looked into any Gen 6 sets, so I've just gone with whatever I can find. So, I've adapted quite a lot of Gen 5 sets as well, so whatever really. So, yeah, I basically took a special Mewtwo set from Gen 5 and then made it physical for Mewtwo X. It's quite good, you know, whatever. And then there's Arceus in normal, the Extreme Killer set from Gen 5 and probably Gen 4 as well, I don't know. It's quite a good set. I'm not a big fan of it because it doesn't tend to get a Swords Dance when I want it to, and it is, because of its very plain coverage, it doesn't do everything I want it to, but it's good enough, really. Then we got Palkia, Choice Scarf. For this team, I could really do with this thing being spexed because of one of my other Pokemon. However, it's quite good with a Scarf, as it's got very, very good neutral coverage, especially with its stab moves. Mainly because you don't even find Empoleon there, and the only other thing that can really take these things are Azumarill and Ferrothorn. And they're seen, but they're not seen as often anymore, so I'm not really bothered too much. Quite a good set in general, though. Next we've got Skarmory, one half of SB. You can probably guess what the B is. I don't really like this defensive core very much, especially the face. However, it's worked out quite well because they have quite good like wall coverage. They're not particularly good against special fighting type moves. However, it's just as it's fine enough, really. Physically defensive Skarmory, Brave Bird, Roost, Stealth Rock, and Whirlwind. It's the best set I could really give it, really. Next we've got Skymin, Choice Specs, Seed Flare, Air Slash, Earth Power, and HP Ice. This is the thing I would rather have Scarfed, really, because the Air Slash works much better when Scarfed. However, the Specs gives it much more power, because I've noticed that Skymin just lacks that very slight amount of power when I'm running max speed with Scarf. It's just not powerful enough. So I've opted for max speed, but with Specs this time. And then finally, the B is Blissey, the big fat blob, which I can't stand, but I'm using it because it's quite good in Ubers. Seismic Toss, Wish, Protect, Toxic, very boring set for a very boring Pokemon. I'm not a big fan of Blissey or Chansey, just blech. But what the hey, so we're going to look for a battle. So we've got Deoxys Speed, and there's that Azumarill, that's lovely. I've got a Thunderbolt for that thing though. So let's see. That Chestnut is not fun. However, Skymin deals with that thing with absolutely no issues. The Snorlax is again not fun, but Mewtwo X deals with that. Then we've got Greninja, which could be a Spiker, but then there's also Deoxys Speed, so I'm not sure exactly what the thing's going to do. Then we're going to go into Palkia here. This thing is obviously going to opt for a Spikes or Stealth Rock. I'm going to go for a Surf just because it is my best move right now. And it's Taunted. Okay. That's absolutely fine. I don't know why I didn't go for Hazards. That's quite strange. Okay, so that did a fair amount. I think we're going to go into Skarmory here. Skarmory, I think, outspeeds Azumarill, however it's probably using some sort of... Actually no, it probably won't have any speed in it because it's so low that it may as well just go for bulky. And it has Aqua Jet, so presumably not. So, I'm going to go into Skarmory and then try and get my rocks up, really. Not sure what he's going to do. Aqua Jet, that's absolutely fine, I can take them for days. Let's go in for Stealth Rock. Whatever comes in, I do not care. I am not taunted. I don't know why he possibly thought of taunting me, really, because what would be the point? Now, that's absolutely fine. My main problem with it is that wow, that was a critical hit? Jesus, that thing cannot have very much investment. Now my big problem is that I want to roost, but I know that this thing is probably going to earthquake. I've got to risk it. I don't know what else I can do at this point. I don't really want to switch with my Skarmory on such low health. But I don't know what else I can do. If he like really predicts, he's probably going to go for an earthquake, knowing that I'm going to roost. Ice punch. Okay, that's absolutely fine. That's not so fine, but whatever. Well, he certainly can't really do anything at this stage. Switching into a Azumarill here. He can't belly drum at this stage, and he's used his Citrus Berry. My main problem is that it's got rest. That's lovely. That's perfect. Okay. So I think now is my time to go into Palkia. Unless this thing has Sleep Talk for some very weird reason, I don't know what this thing is going to do. Oh, it does have Sleep Talk. So it's a rest talking set with Aqua Jet and, like, Play Rough, I would presume. I don't know what else this thing would carry. Okay, so it only has Aqua Jet. I don't know why I suddenly thought it had Play Rough. So this Azumarill was very strange. Very strange. I know that Azumarill has been using Belly Drum in OU, but has it been running Rest Talk? That's very strange. Very, very strange. You feel free to Aqua Jet. I mean, I'm a Palkia. I can take Aqua Jets for days, even if it is from an Azumarill. So, come on, let's see what you're going to switch into. I have counters for most things on this team except for the Mewtwo, really. Speak of the devil. I don't know what this thing is going to do. If it's going to Mega, I can't really predict exactly what it's going to go into, because if it Megas and then Drain Punches, I have a problem. Oh, God's sake. I have Sturdy intact. I can either go into my Mewtwo or go into Skarmory. But the problem is, if it's a Y set or it's just a standard set, then I don't know what I can possibly do. I don't want to risk going into Blissey. I think we're going to go into my own Mewtwo because there's very little I can do. So he's a Y set, that's not good. That is absolutely not good at all. But if he's a Y set, then that means I can go into Blissey and then Toxic it. Oh, I don't know. It's a problem with calm minding Mewtwo's. Obviously I can go into my Skarmory with Sturdy intact and then Whirlwind it. However, at this stage there's nothing on his team that can take a Toxic, so we're just going to go for that because it's going to be the safest move. I don't know if Mewtwo gets... Oh no, Mewtwo gets Recover, doesn't it? Oh, for God's sake. This is going to be an annoying fight. I mean, I'm kind of glad that it is a it's a Y set, because if it was X I'd have a lot more problems. Aura Sphere, wow, that did a ton. Although Toxic's taking it. Okay, that's good. Probably going to see Speed or... yeah, Speed, okay. Don't know what this thing ever carries for attacks. I think we can go for Seismic Toss just because I don't know what this thing carries. It's Taunting, that's fine, because I was just going to take you out anyway. Was planning to go for a Wish, but I just wanted to take that thing down so that it doesn't get any hazards up. This thing is probably going to be the hazards guy. If it is, then I'm probably just going to have to go into Palkia here. I mean, there's nothing that this thing carries that is going to threaten my Palkia, except for that, but that's not a huge deal. Going to opt for Thunderbolt here, I think, because it's going to... Well, Spatial Rend is going to be more of an attractive option here, especially since I'm Scarfed, actually. That's fine. Go for Spatial Rend. I always forget that I'm actually Scarfed. So now we've got Snorlax and the Chestnut left. I think we're going to go into Skarmory. This thing cannot really do anything, so whatever really. Let's go for a Brave Bird. And he forfeited. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So that's pretty much it for this video really. I wasn't planning to do any more than 2 battles. I did 3, but 2 of them didn't turn out to be so good. Actually no, one was fine, but they forfeit. One was fine, and then one was forfeited. That was fine. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. Sorry for my complete lack of uploads recently. I have just been kind of demotivated with Christmas, and then I haven't been very well, and just work constantly. So yeah, I've just been a bit really. Yeah, so the videos will start again soon. I need to get a new computer, but once I have a new computer, I will get myself back into gear. I will upload more videos. I'll probably end up doing quite a bit of Showdown, hopefully finding some actually like real people to do battles with, and then may also do some like dual commentary. Those are quite good. I quite like doing those. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I also want to do a Nuzlocke at some point. I don't know whether I want to do that or an LP first, but Black 2 will, like, the main game will finish before too long once I get around to it. And yeah, and then I don't know when I'm going to carry on Emerald. It's on hold for now, and then we'll see where it goes. But yeah, so sorry for the lack of uploads. Comment on this video. I mean, I'm not very good with Gen 6 really. I haven't really gotten into it yet. I don't like the games much at all. I think the main story is good, but the rest of it's a bit bleh. So yeah, you know, whatever. So I've rambled for a bit too long. A comment question of the day is: are there any Pokemon that are left in UU, the beta UU, that you would quick ban? I don't think I have any. I think Keldeo is a bit OP, but the main things that needed to go have gone. Deoxys, Speed, Thundurus Therian, Heracross, well, Mega Heracross, and then Staraptor. They were big ones for me. I felt like they needed to go. The problem is that Staraptor being in BL all the time means that it can't shine because no one uses it in OU. But it's always too good for UU. It's frustrating. But I don't know. What the hey? So yeah, I've rambled for too long. That's a comment question. Feel free to comment, subscribe if you like what you've seen. Blah blah blah. Usual crap. You don't have to subscribe. Just if you like what you see, you know, may as well try and see what else there is for me to offer. But yeah, some more videos coming soon. Hope to see you guys soon. See you on the next video, whatever it may be. See you soon, guys.